In this video, I'm going to talk about the 6 best pieces of business advice that I've received over the years that I personally follow. These are things that have been super helpful for me in my business, and so I hope that in sharing them, they can be helpful for you as well. So the first one is to be purpose-driven. And it's really important that you have a purpose, not just for your business, but also for you personally. And when you have both of those purposes, you need to make absolutely sure that the two of those align. Because the thing is that being a founder or being a CEO requires a lot of energy and it requires a lot of effort. And so if those two purposes don't come together in the right way, then you're going to struggle to have the energy to actually run the business that you want to run. So for example, in LiveCode, one of our goals is to help the entrepreneurs, the creators and the dreamers to be able to create their app, to be able to grow, to become what you want to be. And one of my personal purposes in life is to help people to grow, to become everything that they can be. So in that sense, those two purposes are really, really well aligned. Now in a future video, I'll talk a little bit more about how you can create your own purpose and how you can use that as an anchor to help you to decide how you can take big life decisions. So the second piece of advice that I follow is be part of a mentoring group of your peers. So the rule of thumb is essentially that I am not the CEO that I need to be to take my business to the next stage. So there's a little bit of being humble there and recognizing that, and then seeking ways to grow, to become the person that I need to be as my business grows. So being part of a mentoring group is just a fabulous way to do that, because you get to work with, in my case, other founders and other chief execs who have similar problems and who are on all of the various different stages of their business growth journey. So there's always somebody in your mentoring group who's seen a problem similar to the one that you have, and you're always able to share ideas, and it really helps you to solve problems. And a good mentoring group will also come with speakers and with a lot of content, so you learn about all kinds of different aspects of business as you go. And I think that's probably one of the most important things that you can do as a business leader. Join a mentoring group and constantly strive to just get yourself to the next level, because that's what you need to get your business to the next level as well. The third piece of advice that I follow is to create clarity every day. We recently switched to using something called EOS, the Entrepreneur's Operating System. And it's a brilliant set of mostly common sense advice on how to organize and structure your business. And the thing about common sense, as my uncle always used to say, is that it's not really that common. And EOS has distilled so many best practices from so many different ways, different types of business, to create a model essentially for how to run a really effective business. Everybody is really clear on what you need to do and what you're supposed to be doing. There are a few great techniques in there. There's the level 10 meeting, which is a way of structuring a meeting and running it at the same time every week and keeping everybody on the same page. There's the accountability chart, where everybody can be in a different seat, so you know exactly who's responsible for what. The 2-page plan, where you have your mission, vision and values on one page, and then you have how you're going to get and execute that mission, vision and values on a second page. And you put all of these things together, and at LiveCode, we've had all of these things in the past, but EOS just took it a little bit further. It was just a bit better organized, it was just a little bit smarter, and overall, everybody's really bought in, and it's made a big difference to our business. The fourth piece of advice that I really love is to pre-mortem any major project. Pre-mortem is essentially saying, imagine that this project has failed, and then tell us why it's failed. So LiveCode 10 is the largest engineering project we've done since LiveCode 1. We're changing the way that the entire platform works. We're creating a kind of next generation version of the platform. And what we did was we got all the key stakeholders in the room at the very start of the project, and we said, so imagine that we're just a few months after the launch date and this project has just failed. It really has not worked out the way that we wanted. Why did it fail? And you go around the room and everybody imagines the reason why they think that it might have failed. And then you take those reasons and you sort them by how likely they are to happen and by how serious the impact is. And then you go back around the room and everybody works out mitigation. So what would you do, or how do we make that something that's less likely to happen? And actually, it's a great strategy just to bring in and really do at the start of any major project, because it will bring to the table a whole bunch of things that might go wrong that you maybe wouldn't otherwise think of, and then let you plan so that you reduce the chances of those things happening. So it's a really simple thing to do, and it doesn't take much time, but it's made a big difference for us. My fifth piece of advice is to never stop learning. So this is a bit similar to the advice I gave earlier about being in a peer group, but it's a bit broader. If you think about nature, there are really only two states. There's growth and there's death. So, you know, your skin grows, your nails grow, your hairs grow, everything grows throughout the whole of your life until the end of your life. And it's exactly the same in business. You are either learning new content, you are either engaging, getting inspired by others in your marketplace, talking to people, finding new ways to learn, or you're not. And the moment that you stop doing that is the moment that you are essentially dead. There's always something new to learn in business. There's always a new idea. There's always a way just to make your business 1% better today, 10% better this month. If you just keep looking for those ways and you keep pushing forward like that, then you'll make lots of little incremental improvements that ultimately add up to something really big. And the sixth piece of advice I have, and this is really important, is to put your own oxygen mask on first. What I mean by that is that you need to find a way to bring your best self to work every day. Because if you are not your best self, if you do not have the energy that you need, then you won't make good decisions. Your team members will notice. You'll bring down the mood and the atmosphere in terms of your whole organization. So it's really important to be honest with yourself about your state. And if you're starting to get tired, if you're starting to get stressed, if you're starting to get burned out, you need to find ways to put that oxygen mask on and increase your energy level and to look after yourself and to get yourself back into a good state. So for example, I have a list of things that are energy givers, you know, certain friends, going out for dinner, all of the various things that are really useful. And of course, as you start to get more tired out, then take some time off. It's really important. And I think that's good advice for anybody in any sort of career, but it's particularly important for a chief exec because there's nobody telling us to take that time out where I've got all of that pressure and that responsibility. But actually doing that and bringing your best self every day really allows you to make the best decisions, and it's well worth it. You never lose time. Taking time off is never time lost because you always come back so much fresher that not only do you make up for that time, but you actually make better decisions and take the business in a better direction. I'll do another video that lists some of the energy givers that I've listed and talks a little bit more about how to create your own list so that you're able to put your own oxygen mask on when you need to. So that's it. That's my top best pieces of business advice that I would give if you are starting a business. So to recap, we talked about the importance of having a sense of purpose, being purpose-driven for both for you and for your business, for being part of a mentoring group of your peers, for creating clarity in your business every day using the Entrepreneur's Operating System, for doing a pre-mortem on major projects, for never stopping learning, and putting your own oxygen mask on first. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you again soon.